Bible Reporter, and we continue with our thought of the blueprint of a new world order. We're hearing much about that today. Mr. Bush, the meeting with the Soviets, all of the Western alliance talking about a new world order. That new world order will be Antichrist. We're witnessing how that is being brought in, the blueprint for it. And we were saying that it is through managed crisis that this is done. But the secret to a managed crisis is to have people accept something as a resolution to the crisis that they would never have accepted if that crisis had not been brought to their attention. Thus, in terms of piecemeal functionalism, as we said, what we find happening today is that for many of the widely publicized crises, such as the environmental crisis, the population crisis, the arms race crisis, the third world debt crises, the only possible resolution being given by experts is the formation of a world government and corresponding new world order. Look at the environmental crisis, for instance. Now, the environmental crisis is a good example of this. This crisis, which was spurred by the Club of Rome with its Mankind at the Turning Point report, spawned thousands of environmentalist groups such as Greenpeace. In turn, these groups and the crises have been highly publicized. In fact, a poll by the Environmental Studies Center shows that 72% of Americans believe there are likely to be serious shortages of essential raw material if things go on as they are. For the purpose of those behind the piecemeal approach, it makes no difference whether this crisis is real or invented. The important point is that most Americans believe that something drastic must be done to resolve this crisis, and this opens the door to the acceptance of their proposed resolution. One of the leading figures in this particular crisis is former Congressman Bob Edgar, chairman of the Congressional Clearinghouse on the Future and a member of Members of Congress for Peace through World Law. Edgar argues that the environmental problems lies in national sovereignty and that only a world government can now save the environment. Specifically, he claims that the present U.S. governmental system is faulty because members are responsible to only one country and for only a 4-year period. He claims that a system such as it cannot be expected to deal with long-term international problems such as acid rain. Philip Isle, the president of the World Constitution and Parliament Association, likewise claims that these problems, which threaten to destroy or severely cripple the future of all people on earth, cannot be solved on a local basis, nor can it be solved by negotiations among sovereign nations, whether outside or inside the United Nations. Now, as we pointed out, the environmental crisis is not the only crisis being used in the call for world government. In fact, when one begins to watch the highly publicized crises of the world today and the solutions being proposed to solve them, he begins to notice that in each instance, the proposed solution is always a world government, a world court, a world law, or a new world order. Although the issues may appear to be separate and unrelated, this is an intentional ploy. As the Trilateral Commission put it, the movement toward a new world order will be much less opposed if they can keep these issues to appear separate. That new world order, ladies and gentlemen, is Antichrist. This has been a Bible Reporter.